I'm so tickled, this totally stable, clear vastness. Never known anything else but itself. Gets to dream of something like a word called ready. Ready. What does that even mean? It's so wonderful. So very wonderful. So happy to be here. So happy to see you. So happy to enjoy you. Enjoy the sacred geometry of all that I'm projecting of you. Ooh, I love my hologram. Yes. I love this appearance. What an appearance. And such a joy to can't find nothing else but here. Nothing here but whatever. Oh, how sweet that we get to know each other as these fleshy love muffins and as these vibrational powerhouses. And we get to know each other as oneself, closer than any descriptive frameworks, closer than any sense of a skin line, timeline. Them there lines drawn in a map. The only word I can rhyme, the only word I can find to rhyme with the assumptions of lines is crap. Yeah. And to take a little mini vacation from the wondrous dream of the encouragement of separation consciousness. You're a you, and that's a that, and this is a time, and that's a thing, and you got to fix that chakra, and you got to align that layer of the field, and wondrous, wondrous descriptions, wondrous love letters that forever exalt the stability that you are, the unchanging, shimmering, vast, pristine, primordial deliciousness that you are. And in this moment, to take a little break from all the amazing capacity to fix and alter and evolve and devolve and all the amazing things, our little self-improvement projects, and so exciting, so wonderful. It's like infinity. We're like the craft table of infinity. A little popsicle sticks and some some glue and some glitter and and absolutely whole and alive and roaring, just as the moment is. Where we can get a sense of this well being, of this effortless harmony that we don't have to do. Hallelujah. It's not up to us. Hallelujah. It's not up to us. Thank goodness. But boy, do we try to make it up to us. Have you ever tried to raise your vibration? It's so sweet. It's so, so very sweet. It's all necessary until it's not. So good. So, so good. But to take a little break, I invite you. How lovely. Yes. In this moment, give yourself to yourself. Allow yourself to be in the pocket that is you, in the divine hammock that is your very nature, your very love with yourself. So sweet to allow every part of us to just be here as it is. Checking in, noticing if there's innocent tendencies to reach for something or innocent tendencies to keep something away. So innocent, so natural. And allow even those tendencies to be in the hammock of what is, to be in the sweet little. Is that your mama calling, Jim? Yeah, it's his mama's birthday. She's 96 years old. Tell her we said happy birthday. It's so sweet. Is that the sweetest? She's 96 years old. Has 96 hammocks. Amazing, right? It's so precious. It's so precious. Yeah. So, so, so precious. I love the thought of Jim in the bathroom talking to his 96-year-old mother. I mean, it's like, let's stop everything and just go listen at the door. It's so precious. Peas and carrots. And then I had a little treat, some applesauce with some cinnamon. But she probably had a big ass steak and a tiramisu and a glass of Hennessy. Gangster. Okay. Right, 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 right. Oh, for the yeah. But I do remember this video that I love. Oh gosh. I do remember this video of this woman who loves Dr. Pepper. Like she spent her whole life drinking Dr. Pepper. And then they're interviewing her. She's like 100 and something. And they're interviewing her and they're like, tell me about this. She was like, well, I had a lot of doctors that told me I shouldn't drink Dr. Pepper. And guess what? They're dead. Oh, yay, nobody makes it. Nobody makes it. Oh, I was recently in at this beautiful. It was called BAF, and it stood for the Buddhist Arts and Film Festival. And there was this amazing documentary about these 10,000 nuns that the 100 coldest days of the year, they go to this plateau, thousands and thousands of miles above sea level in Tibet. And they carry these like little huts on their backs as they walk up this mountain. And then they put these little huts down and they pray in these huts for 100 days, all night. And it's freezing up there. And these little huts, if a big bad wolf came and blow it down in a second. And yet their devotion, their light, there were some interesting moments. I'm sharing this with you because you know, I tend to laugh at the most inappropriate moments. Hello and welcome. Look at you with your little hummingbird bag. But this documentary, what I loved is that they didn't shy away from the full spectrum of the human experience, the full spectrum of their particular human experience and their devotion. And also, wow, it's like they make that commitment, and you got to be willing to die. There's no ambulances, there's no, and then sure enough, a lot of beloveds ended up leaving their bodies. And and then you have the poetry of before they get to this part, throughout the film you see all these vultures and you see all these patches of vultures. And and at first, when, and the, I guess, the privilege of where we live and our experience of life, it's like, oh, they're eating the goats, and then probably eating the goats. But then come to find out, as the film goes on, all the vultures swarm, they give the bodies to the vultures. And it's just one of those teachings, right? One moment you are in your mantra, the next moment you are food for the vultures. And that's true for all of us in our own way. The beauty of the uncertainty that's ever present. One of the gifts with our pandemic moment was this highlight of uncertainty. And it was really sweet. A lot of beloveds assuming that this uncertainty was something new. Something new. So, oh, wow, never experienced uncertainty before. Oh, so sweet to invite, recognize, notice, tell the truth, the preciousness that is this moment, and the uncertainty that is always present. We have no clue what the next second will bring. We have no clue. For a lot of the Tibetan Buddhists, these awareness practices were initially inspired to help people as they cross over, to help people not freak out when they apparently get to something called the other side. So very sweet. And there are some beloveds that have such deep and profound practice, meditation practice, resting as awareness practice, that there is this phenomena known as tukdam. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, where these beloveds die consciously. Right, right. Yes, in some cases there's like an actual hole on the top of the head. Right. Rainbow body, another wonderful phenomenon. Yeah, we have a lot of options, beloveds. A lot of options. And what I love to invite beloveds to recognize is that in it could be fun to have a spectrum where there's like more peaceful ways to go than other ways. That absolutely makes sense. And holds its own. And as we deepen and recognize what is here, the stability that is this aware intelligence, while simultaneously gaining an education in the self releasing nature of phenomena. Each moment self releasing. How many blinks have we had? How many thoughts have we had? How many descriptions have we had? Self releasing, self releasing, self releasing. We notice the equanimity, the stability, each phenomena exalting this that has never been conceived, let alone born. Oh, let's turn off the AC. All right, thank you. Oh, wonderful. Right. So, all I said was, phenomena, do 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 do, phenomena, do 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 do, phenomena, do 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 do, so do dabba libba dida do dab better bow. So beautiful. It's so wonderful that we are discovering all these different options, options to meet all these ordinary, everyday experiences, but from a new space. I love that we, of course, are familiar with meeting all kinds of things, whether it be death, whether it be illness, whether it be a breakup, whether it be moving, whether it be a new job, whether it be uh, getting on stage for the first time, stepping out of your comfort zones. We know what it is to meet it through mind, through ego, and then how sweet that we get to experiment and gain some curiosity to inviting the inquiry, the question, how do I meet this very thing as unwavering stability? How do I meet this very experience as freedom, as consciousness, as silence, as spacious, aware intelligence? And it's beautiful. We've really seen this depicted in throughout the ages in art, right? The artists, the painters, the singers, what's so beautiful about art, what you hear in common from a lot of artists is, I get lost. I'm not there. I can do it for hours. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot to eat. I didn't have an awareness of my personality, of my ego, of my body, of my circumstance, of the particulars of my life. Not there. This moment, delighted, meeting itself, enjoying itself, painting itself, singing itself, writing itself, scripting itself, sculpting itself. And how sweet that, oh, we get to bring that to making toast. Oh, could you imagine? We get to bring that in our relationships, in our communication, in our lovemaking, in our dying, in our relating, in our walking, in our shopping, in our. It's so very sweet. This is for me the value of recognizing this other facet of ourselves, this other quote unquote limitless appendage that, in my experience, and when I love to invite people to consider and toy with, is that it's kind of like a demystification of all the wonderful things we've learned and all the wonderful things that have been written, so appropriate, so wonderful. And because of these beloveds, and because of standing on the shoulder of their, ah, I mean, I can just start weeping. I feel like Oprah. I could weep at their willingness, to go deeper, to not follow the usual conditioning, but to tell the truth, take responsibility for their experience, sit under the Bodhi tree, however that Bodhi tree has appeared from countless beloveds throughout the ages. But now we get to know that this aware, enlightened energy, this intelligence is as natural every day as a nose, as an elbow. It's just as natural. It's just here. It's always here. Not something far away. Not something that you have to be born under some auspicious star in order to experience. Not something held away for when you get to a particular lifetime. Not something where you have to align all of your energy centers or you have to create the perfect Merkaba, but just as you are now, in these clothes, with these chakras, and these thoughts, and this conditioning, and these stories, and this genetic makeup and these flaws and this longing. How beautiful. The longing doesn't have to go away. The absurdity doesn't have to go away. The humanity doesn't have to go away for us to recognize what's also here. And then such permission. Ah, the permission to be fully human and ridiculous and clumsy and delightful and free and timeless and clear and solid and spacious and vast, and the source of any concepts like abundance or freedom. Mm. Yes, love. She's 96. He really has to project, use his diaphragm. Speak to his mama. God, you gonna tell him something. You tell him, Claudia. Yes, love.
Yeah, I guess I have like, I guess it's sort of two things on my mind.
Right.
Sometimes
Two things on your mind.
yeah, two things that are coming up.
Oh, I
Let's
love
put
that.
it that way. One of them is kind of about like a finer point of languaging, but really it's because I want to hear you speak to this intersection somehow, because I know that it would, I don't know, I think it could relax something in me, which is about well, they're actually kind of both intertwined, but
Nice.
sorry, I'm just trying to find the words. It's basically that okay, so from within, like open present awareness, Rigpa, whatever you call, from within Rigpa, everything which arises is, I mean, at least let's say from a Buddhist perspective. I won't say that this is my lived all the time lived experience. I've had glimpses perhaps, but that everything that arises from the the ground is a Nirmanakaya Sambhogakaya expression, like an expression of the ground, right? That it's not like some, like that even confusion, therefore, quote unquote, what we perceive at some point in the journey as obscurations to truth, those were only ever just actually self-expressed, self-released expressions of all. Okay.
Hey.
So that's like a perspective or a view, you could say. And I guess I just feel like I want to hear you talk about that. I don't know, I went through something recently where, I mean, I really I felt in so much pain, like so much emotional pain.
Yes.
I mean, I wanted to end it. I wanted to destroy myself. I felt like the most needy, desperate, wild animal, just could have, like the kind of person that could kill for love, kind of like crazy, like needy.
Right.
What, why is that? Okay, so how is that an expression? How is that really inseparable from this beingness? I mean, because on the other hand, there's these, it connects to my second question, is there's these nuns, and they've practiced conditioning their mind towards the Dharma, and they're like on a mountaintop dying under the sky, and I'm curled up in a ball, can't stop texting my ex-boyfriend like a fucking stalker. So we're like, there are those really equal? I mean, like, are they both equal expressions, or what do you think,
Well, love, I
or
mean,
what do
it,
you
it really
say?
depends on the level of, let's say, consciousness that we're looking at it.
Mm.
From one perspective, totally not equal. That's quite wondrous. Very different experiences.
Because it's like, it's not
And
like you're not telling us, you're not like, do 105 prostrations a day and then bow down to the east and the west and the north and the south, and then
no, no. Before I talk about
do
prostrations, I'll
your
probably talk
mala.
about the prostate. Okay,
You know what I'm
that's
Because
this hole right
you're not
here.
preaching, you're not necessarily preaching this kind of like, I have to do this and I have to do that, I have to do my ablutions and I have to
No,
say this mala
beloved.
and
I'm
that
so
mala.
glad you recognize that.
And so there's something like, it's like, is like, there's this other edge where it's like,
Mm.
maybe there could be something really, really powerful in actually not doing those things and actually being kind of fully submitted. But it's like, are you supposed, it's like, am I supposed to just go with the flow, or it's like, there's a problem and I need to see a therapist, I guess I'm trying to like kind of
I
get,
am all for therapists.
yeah, just,
Therapists absolutely
like,
have
help me
their
make the
place.
link though between like, this is I'm
Mhm.
like I feel sick and this is not okay,
Yeah,
and I don't like this, and I don't like who I
right,
am and all my trauma and all this stuff.
right.
And then like this part of me that, I mean, I used to do like all that stuff, it's Nundro and all of that, and
Uh-huh.
then it's like, I don't know, it's like I'm somewhere in between that. I don't know, just I don't know. I really want to hear you talk about it.
Right. That is I love that moment. That's so sweet. Mm, mm. It's absolutely wondrous. A magi's dream, the capacity for this loving intelligence to perfectly to perfectly orchestrate, you know, unique experiences for each dream of an individuated soul, each dream of a particular path, a particular karma, each dream of a, and for some beloveds, it's the pranayamas, it's the sitting in, and it's the this, or it's the abusive parents, or it's the breakup, or it's the, oh my gosh, and a myriad of experiences, you know, until we get to a place of recognition that, wow, maybe, uh, and it's not saying that suffering is a necessary component. It's not completely unique for everyone. This isn't about extremes, but each soul, such unique curriculums, opportunities, invitations, uh, just experiences. This freedom that you are has never shied away from any expression of itself throughout the ages, throughout all time. This freedom has not shied away. Have you ever seen Game of Thrones? None. Well, maybe not Game of Thrones. But this moment is totally here for itself. You know, in my experience, the suffering has served. In my experience, the profound suffering, the suffering where I didn't even want to walk. I just want to crawl up the stairs, crawl down the stairs, where I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror and see any worth, any value, just like, "Ugh." And then a lot of thoughts. This moment shouldn't be as it is. And then a lot of evidence as to why this moment shouldn't be as it is. And then a lot of innocent not recognizing all the credibility I gave my mind with all of its things that it was saying. Like you would have sworn that there was all kinds of degrees up in there, and and I was like, this was the most intelligent being in the universe. The thoughts that I was having, this is like this mind really knows what it's talking about. Because boy, would I listen to mine and really be like, oh yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, that's totally true. I'm worthless. And my life is over. I didn't do it right. Why the fuck didn't I do it right? I should have said the things. I should have said things differently. I should have held my body. Maybe if I only wore the right kind of makeup. And we go to all these fascinating places in our minds. If I only was more loving, if I only was more giving, if I only was kinder, or if I only wasn't so kind, if I only was a little bitchy, if I only played a little bit the game, if I only held back my energy, if I only, we go into all these different places and we were like, yeah, 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 yeah. We have like our own little mean girl crew up in our heads, like high fiving everywhere, like, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oaktown 357. Waving our hands on the club we love. Do it like this because that's the time it was. It's time to get ill. We got the bill. Coming on fast to our capacity. Fill, 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 fill. Now sing. Yeah, 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 yeah. All kinds of thoughts. All kinds of sounds, all kinds of, and in my experience, there was this curiosity. Is it possible to meet this internal landscape from a different space? The curiosity was really profound because I got to see people that I loved that were so brilliant. One moment they were like the most amazing souls in existence. And then the next moment, they were like pulling their hairs out their heads and screaming at each other and screaming at me, who really loved them, and doing all kinds of things, the dysfunction, and imagine you mentioned a crazed lover, and notice that even though that was there, you were probably just sitting on a couch. You were just sitting. I love how Byron Katie says we're either sitting, lying, or standing. Everything else is a story. Could you imagine for a moment looking at your life as just a body sitting, lying, standing? Throughout all, usually we look at our lives through the filter of mind. And we're like, yeah, that's when that happened, that's when that happened, and that's when I was happy, that's when I was sad, and that's when I was depressed, and that's when I was this, and that's when that happened, and then that's when this, and then that thing, and then that thing, and that's wondrous. But for a moment to just not look at your life through the filter of what can be told, but just the simplicity of a soft bodied animal sitting, lying, and standing, just sitting, just lying down, just standing. Confusion, and it's appropriate to recognize confusion as confusion. And in that recognition, there's enough space to maybe consider, or enough space to then discover, oh, wow, it wasn't at all what I thought it was. It's kind of like this yoga expression. Bumper sticker on a Prius says namaste on it. It's not limited to just the good things, or it's like we really get to, in our capacity to be with whatever's appearing. It could feel like a burn, because imagine we're in a trend in our species for hundreds and thousands of years. Who knows how long that these, I like to speak to them as these rumors that started about we're a separate thing, we're separate than something called life, and a tree's a tree, and a toe's a toe, and a bagel's a bagel, and that's a that, and uh, a wheel's a wheel. And we have all these descriptive frameworks, and we give them so much attention, never once considering maybe it was all made up. Maybe it was all made up. And maybe in the making it up, we get caught up in the trance of it being made up. And
How could all this made up
mhm,
false shit be coming out of, how could all this is like the crux of the question, you know, this is
yes,
it's
let's
like
get
it's
to
coming
it.
back again, it's like it's returning.
Yes.
It's like, how could all this made up confused shit,
Mm-hmm.
that's just, a lot of it is shit, not all of it, but a lot of
Right.
it is, how could that all, how could that be arising from a ground which is completely pure, open, aware, and endless and infinite? That doesn't make any sense to me.
So
Why would
good.
all this suffering shit be coming out of, if that's, how could falseness come out of truth? This is like,
I so love that question.
yeah.
And also, why not? It's kind of like we have these ideas of freedom. Are you familiar with that Bjork song? I tried to organize freedom. How Scandinavian of me. I try to organize freedom. How Scandinavian of me. We innocently, looking it through the mind, we put things in these dualistic frameworks. This is pure and good, and this is bad and wretched and untrue and unexamined and unconscious, and this is conscious. And how do these two, and it's a very important question, very valuable. It's so nice that that really resonates. Lean into that for as long as you need to. And in this moment, you're right here. In this moment, you're just here.
There's all this stuff.
So notice all the stuff.
Yeah.
So, for example,
Like feeling, like sensations that
nice,
feel almost dissonant, you
right?
know?
And that's to, and for a moment, just notice all the stuff that's just in this room, the objects in here. Sometimes it can be really hard to meet the internal landscape of our feelings and our sensations and our thoughts because of this trance that them being so personal. These are my feelings. These are my thoughts. These are my sensations. This is my karma. This is my fucked up shit. This is my, however you like to call it, this is my dysfunction. This is my pain. This is my hurt. This is my heartbreak. This is my my brokenness. This is my rottenness. Whatever words we have can feel so personal. And so it can be really hard and can feel really like an echo chamber of triggered, of getting triggered over and over again. This detonation of triggering that can feel like endless, and then we move into our usual ways of reifying this dream of separation consciousness, where we're either indulging in the pain and in the heartache and in the uh, or we're avoiding it, and we don't want to sit with this, and we don't want to be with this, and we don't want to feel these things, and we want to move to the things that have delivered the goods in the past, whatever the drugs are, whatever the sex is, whatever the extreme sports are, whatever the, and not making any of this wrong. This is all so innocent, and each of these strategies of refueling a belief in separation and the ego have had their place in the evolution of our species. Not wrong, but we're not limited to these options. We have other options available to us. And so, to what can be really helpful is to, for a moment, just allow yourself to be with what feels more impersonal. You are infinite space, and appearances are moving through that infinite space. And to just be with the appearance of backjack, carpet, hangpan, snake plant, gym, TV screen. For a moment, allow yourself to be here with these objects. Are they personal? Do you feel like you need to change them or fix them? I mean, if you were an interior designer, maybe. But right now, just for a moment, allow yourself to notice that you don't need to change anything right now for this room to be as it is. Consider, and even the imagination of Jupiter. Do you need to do anything to Jupiter for it to be Jupiter right now? No. And as we take a moment to feel into the impersonalness of these apparent appearances, we can then start slowly incorporating our internal landscape as impersonal just for a moment. Doesn't mean that you're bypassing, doesn't mean that you're psychotic, doesn't mean that you're not going to feel, or you're not going to be fleshy, you're not going to enjoy a lemon and a mango and a dick and whatever the fuck you want to enjoy. I'm not talking about that. This is about being fully human and fully engaged and fully here and fully with your clothes and with your underwear and with your stink and with your shower and with your, this is for all of it present. Yes, beloved.
It's really, if I may say,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a little bit right there. I'm sort of like
Yes.
in it, but I'm
Yes.
also impersonal about it. But let's say
Yes.
we were like, all I'm saying is it's like a knife's, it really is kind of a knife's edge, because especially if your
Mm-hmm.
body or your experience is encompassing a lot of intense things,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're encountering a person who really matters to you,
Mm-hmm.
and and it's like knowing how to respond and hold it all, and attend to what needs to be attended to, and honor yourself and not take it personally. But then it's really hard. It's like really it's fragile. It's not hard, but it's like you kind of like can get it wrong very easily. It can
Beloved.
slip into like,
Beloved.
do you know what I mean?
I so hear you. And one of the beauty of this whole experience to consider and to make friends with is the willingness to get it completely wrong. The willingness to be a total dumbass. The whiz, as my
If
friend
you went
Deborah Silverman says, whiz dumb. Freedom. The word is okay to move into that space of willingness, to tremble, to say it wrong, to fuck it up. Because if we're trying to control things with our minds and trying to do the right thing, we're just missing the aliveness. We're just keeping ourselves just outside of the fire. Stand in the center of the flame. In that willingness, in that willingness, give yourself a short moment of a little break. Even as we're in our process, even as we're in our circumstances. I love this invitation. A short moment, like right now, just not have to be anything for a second. This is a safe space. Satsang is a safe space to not have to be anything for a moment. Doesn't mean you are ignoring your shit or you're putting it underneath a rug. It just means that you are, allowing the breath that has never known a body, the freshness of that breath that has never known a vessel, and all of its vibrancy and its intelligence that has never once been caught up in a pocket of information or a cell of information or an atom of information. It's really allowing the wild, untamed roar that you are to just be here. I don't have to know. I don't have to know what to say. I don't have to know what to do. I don't have to know how to meet. I don't have to know how to be conscious. I don't have to know. It's okay. I don't have to know. I don't have to know how to do it right. I don't have to know how to pick up the pieces. I don't have to know how to not have to know. I don't have to use this to grow. I don't have to use this to evolve. I don't have to pressure myself. And I don't have to not pressure myself. No one knows shit. No one has ever known shit. Everybody. Let me see. My throat's a little funky, but yay, funky. Doing it wrong, getting it wrong, messing up, getting the notes fucked up. Hey. Everybody walks around like they're don't sting. Quietly wishing the better, smarter, richer, stronger, more spiritual and high vibe than you. Yeah. Claiming life and land and all the thoughts they think. Yes, you're the only one that's right in a whole universe of fools. I'ma tell the truth. I don't know shit. You don't know shit. They don't know shit. We don't know shit. He don't know shit. She don't know shit. No, ain't that some? I'm not talking about like knowing how to bake a cake or how to drive or read or write or even brain surgery. No, ooh, but the simplest of questions humanity would ask you like shit before we invented time. Where did we come from? Why are we here? Who am I? Who am I? Oh, I don't know shit. You don't know shit. They don't know shit. We don't know shit. He don't know shit. He don't know shit. No. Ain't that some? Them doctors, down to lawyers, politicians, and they don't know shit. Modern science, the oppressed and they don't know shit. Religion leader, the gurus and the shamans. Everybody. Now take a moment to feel and say everybody you ever fucking known, everyone you ever know, and everyone you ever will know. Everybody has one thing in common. Oh, I don't know shit. You don't know shit. They don't know shit. We don't know shit. He don't know, she don't know, they don't know shit. Ain't nobody know shit. Ain't nobody know shit. It's okay to tell the truth that you don't know shit. Like I said in the second verse, I'm not talking about knowing how to bake a cake or doing the brain surgery, all the stuff that we do know and that we can know. Yay. Get that degree, learn that shit. Do that. That's not what I'm talking about. Ah, what a gift. Can you feel the vibrancy and being an open palm, an open mind, soft bellied, don't know shit. Don't know shit. Boy, do we know. Boy, when we think we know shit, Lord have mercy, do we get ourselves in all kinds of pickles. I know this and I know that and I know what I'm supposed to do and I know how I shouldn't think and I know how my body shouldn't feel and I know how this shouldn't have happened and that shouldn't have happened. I know what I shouldn't have said and I know what my boyfriend shouldn't have done and I know what the earth shouldn't do and I know that the earth shouldn't be flat and I know the earth shouldn't be round and I know the earth shouldn't be a hologram and I know that this shouldn't happen. That Lord have mercy. To for a and then how it beautifully that it applies for this moment. Only ever speaking to this moment. not a thing that we try to superimpose into a dream of a second from now. I don't have to know. I don't have to know. It's okay to not know. In that willingness to not know, we move from fist consciousness, which in some certain subs start with a duck, end with a fist. No, 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 ain't gonna go there. For some beloveds, the fist is good, but but that's not what I'm speaking about either. So the closed system of intelligence, where it's like we're just so have such an allegiance to all the things that we know and all the ways that we think we should be. And for a moment to consider, to explore, to open, to not know, to don't know mind, nothing to know mind, no one to know mind. Available, available, available. Oh, it was so kind to recognize that there was the option. Oh, this thing is so funny. So kind for me to recognize the moments that I was like, my body should be a certain way, my body should feel a certain way, or I shouldn't have these particular thoughts. Can anyone relate? Right? I shouldn't have these certain, and then to like, I can't know that that's true. Full permission. Of course, I should feel this way right now. Of course, mine should be this way right now. Of course. When we argue with reality, I love how Byron Katie says we lose 100% of the time. If you were to feel into what the argument is for you in this moment, if there is any, maybe in this moment there's no argument. Anyone want to share an argument that you've had with this moment? A concept. Again, it's really powerful when we discover that the only world we live in is right here. Our story of the world, the superimposed grid of our uninvestigated assumptions, innocence beyond measure. And if we'd like, we could always question whatever stressful thought appears. Hi, Jim.
Hello. Yeah, so what showed up here a bit is this all being thought up.
All being thought up.
It's all just being thought up.
Hilarious.
Yeah, everything. I mean, name something that isn't just being thought up.
The duck, the quack of a duck.
It's being thought up.
Totally thought up.
Yeah.
Notice anything that can be described. So when it comes to thought, sometimes we move into spaces of dimensions and densities and this realm and that realm and 7D and 5D and 7-Eleven and Slurpees. And it's fascinating that we don't notice that that's also the wondrous realm of just a thought, just an appearance. Anything that can be described is a thought. The thought that you've had the same thought multiple times is but one thought undoing itself now. You are not a thought. You have never been thunk. You are not the one that gets liberated. You are the space that all gets to have an experience of liberation, if anything's there to begin with. And notice with all the tension here, all the tornadoes, all the hurricane, all the energy, it's absolutely welcome. not causing one dent in the stability of this moment. Has a car crash on the movie screen ever broken a hole in the movie screen? Have you ever seen a slasher film? Has the screen ever been stained by all the slashing? Still pristine. There's enough space for all the fire, all the rage, all the energy. Whatever has been passed down throughout the ancestors, the ages, it's still just this moment. Ancestors 1,000 years ago, this moment. Unmet trauma 20,000 years ago, this moment. This moment big enough holding all time. And in the dream of the willingness to allow and to notice that you allow. We only allow as a way to get familiar with noticing that we already allow. You already allow. Everything here is evidence that you allow. All the galaxies colliding, evidence that you allow. Do you feel the energy somewhere in your body right now? Where do you feel it? Can you pass the mic? And I invite you to be with this energy. So you feel it in your neck,
in my head, in
in
my
your
neck, in my
skull. Now, for a
skull,
moment,
my
what
chest.
description would you give it?
Uh,
Is it like a cloud? Is it like tar? Is it
No, it's like dense. It's
dense?
dense
Tell me
and
more. Dense
tense.
and tense.
Dense and
Dense and
tense.
tense, and like
And
the
a little
like
bit hot.
and a hot.
Like it feels so easy. I'm not
Yeah,
doing it. I'm
it's
being the
just
awareness
here.
holding it, but it could be so easy. Like all my life I've been responding to this tension with a
Okay,
story.
so wonderful. So notice that
But I'm
all
not
my
doing that.
life
Yeah.
responding
That's a
to it with a
story.
story is also a story.
Yes, yes,
In
I
this
saw that.
moment, totally okay. I'm so
It
glad that you
just
saw that. So
yeah,
right now, to
yeah.
just be with the rawness of the density and the tensity
Yeah.
and the heatity without the story around it for a moment, and to give it permission to just be here, to open your satsang door, to open your welcome, and just for the moment, welcome that energy. Allow it to fully be, allow it to fill the room, allow it to flourish, not making it wrong, not making it bad.
I want to make a story.
Notice the story and welcome that story.
Yeah.
Maybe notice the texture. What's the texture of the story?
Well,
Of the wanting to make a story.
yeah, it's like
Is it a pellet?
it's like it's like the ridges on a dirt road. Like
Yes. Oh, good. Oh, I love that
you
sound.
know what I
I
mean?
just felt like I was in ASMR right there.
It's like
So let's just let that be here. Yeah. Let's also let that be here. All those sounds. Okay. Yes. Oh, yes.
it's like
You're giving me Beverly Hills Cops. I love it.
yeah, it's
Yes.
like
All them sound effects. Yes. What's your experience in giving them permission to just be here?
uh, uh, it's like if I say anything, then it's just another story.
Notice there's no end to what can be welcomed here.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll have all these thoughts about if I say something and another.
Yeah.
Let the complete baklava of stories be here.
Yeah. I mean, in my nice new story, the new upgraded story of the moment is like, oh, there's like something there's this some energy that is like, it's actually this like living thing that gets to be and have a life inside of me.
Look at this story arising. There's this
Yeah.
living thing that gets to have a life inside. And I invite all of you, if there's been a particular living thing, let that have a life inside of you. Instead of being a correctional institution, just be a field. Allow that energy to just graze
Yeah. I like that.
and maybe explore. It doesn't have to be caught up
Yeah.
in a wooden box,
Yeah.
but it's like there's space for it to stretch its limbs. Maybe it has wings and it can explore its wingspan.
Yeah.
Maybe you can let these energies just be here.
Yeah. It's like wearing a corset and loosening it up a little bit.
Yes.
It's like,
Loosening up that corset. I love that moment at the end of the night when your eyelashes falling and you loosen up that corset. Ah, thank you. Mm. This is actively meeting what we usually experience as humans from the space of who we are. And it's such a benefit to our human, which I call my man hamster. It's so sweet. It's so sweet. I get to feed him, get him some sweet little pillows and other man hamster lovers and we have a few more minutes. Anyone else want to share something?
A wheel.
Oh, I do have a wheel.
Yeah.
It's called my electric bicycle.
So I was sick, right, flat for 36 hours last week, and I was fine. But in the recuperation phase,
Yes.
I had a raging phase.
Oh, good.
Not outwardly, nothing throwing around or so, but
Right.
and I was fairly indulging in it.
Nice.
But no, it's not nice at all. It kept me awake. It was 1 o'clock. It was 2 o'clock. It was 3 o'clock. I was still raging. I was like, just this layer of, I didn't even know I still have layers of feeling victimized by
So good.
patriarchy, by whatever.
okay.
Ooh, or in where in my relationship did I allow
Yes.
what? And ooh, I mean, I went on and on, and I believed it hot. And at the same time, I reminded myself of all we're doing here or wherever else I do all that. But it didn't hold. The other was stronger for
So
hours.
good.
So I just wonder about that. Now it's kind of, it's like a tempest which came through. It's kind of fine again.
So
But
good.
what is there anything more creative to do in that moment?
Well, I mean, it's so interesting. I mean, one thing that happens as we hear these things and experience results from these pointings and these practices is the innocence of wanting to make it into some kind of strategy, so it's like another way to have an argument with what is, another way to innocently resist the raw fire of how the moment is appearing, the unique expression of untamed aliveness that is appearing now. And blessedly, these strategies don't work. Blessedly, in the gift of a deeper surrender, and the gift of the willingness to maybe even catch, oh, this is arising out of a resistance to what's appearing. This is arising out of a story that this shouldn't be here. And in that, consider feeling into the surrender or the yes, in this moment, this absolutely should be here and is welcome forever. not just 36 hours, not just, but what if this was here for my whole life? And to welcome that, to notice that there's no end to the welcome you are, no end to the permission you are, no end to the size of your satsang hall, all size of expression, rage, energy, phenomena can fit through those doors, and to recognize deeper and deeper. It's really sweet and to some degrees limiting. I love that we have our story. We can piece together these life streams, these lifetimes of all the times we spent in retreat or in plant medicine or in ashrams, all the work that we've done, all that we've released, all that we've met, all that we've transmuted, all that we've alchemized. And it still has to do with someone doing something, still has to do with this dream of a separate self. You are not a separate self. All the energies that have ever existed and ever will exist, also here and not here, simultaneously. And this exploration, this deepening, no end. No end has been found, has been discovered. And it's such good medicine for that deeper opening. How good that they didn't work, the usual strategies. How good that, it's okay to suffer. Suffering isn't what we think it is. It has its own strange medicine to it. Doesn't mean that it's the only way to grow. Absolutely, we grow in joy and bliss and freedom. But I will tell you, in my experience, with the absolute willingness for all phenomena, all sensations to totally be here, the moment that they appear to be something bigger than a chihuahua, and in that willingness, a chihuahua once again. The willingness. Again, I can't stress enough one of my favorite words, this willingness. Willingness, for me, willingness is the dream's capacity to discover the only ascension there is. There's the dream of ascension where we have all these descriptive frameworks of the human being building their merkabas or raising their frequency and moving into a celestial realm or a 5D realm. This is all wondrous images of mind. Powerful. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing right with it. Again, descriptions. But in the allegiance to that, we overlook that which is absolutely free, never been stuffed into anything called a realm or a density or a dimension or a time or a space. Liberation, fire of infinite being. But in our willingness, we get to have a sweet experience of ascension. In other words, we move from I never want to experience. And if you have resistance to something, it's a good clue that you're already experiencing it. Have you noticed? Have you noticed? And have you noticed how much energy goes into tracking if you're experiencing it or not? Am I doing the thing again? Is my mind doing that thing again? Am I always breathing down your neck? But in a moment to consider, I am so to lie there. I am willing to be awake all night. I am willing to have this rage here be all night, however long it needs to be here. I'm willing for this. While I'm also willing to have it be here, while I even notice my hand reaching for some support, some CBD, some Tylenol, or reaching for a phone to call a friend. It doesn't mean that we're surrendered and we notice what the body reaches for, or if we just stay still, you know? You want to share something else?
A little different, but has with the willingness. It was about
Yeah.
3-4 times ago here when we spoke about. It was also with the willingness, but you kind of totally said effort is not needed. And I battled it a little bit. I said it's a bit both, like in breath and out breath. And I work with that almost every day, like in the morning
Lovely.
exercises.
Yeah.
If I totally don't put a little effort in, I don't go a little bit further. But what I do I do want to do a little bit more, and then I do the effortlessness, the
How
what.
sweet.
But
Yeah.
you've kind of propagated you can do only effortlessness, and that I want to know more, because
Oh, so good.
in my case, if I don't have anything, I can get lazy and lax, and it's lovely to be a little bit
Yes.
in an exercise, to do a little bit more, and
So
then
good.
expand into it, and then a little bit more, and then expand into it. So what do you say to that?
Well, again, I love that all is necessary until it's not. I love that each of us have such a unique experience. And also, if you notice, when you feel and talk about effort and effortlessness, it all pertains to a someone. And that's totally okay. And to maybe consider uh, that part of you that isn't a someone. Just here, also not limited to words of effortless or effort. Effortless can certainly be attributed to this that's just here because it's just here. You're already no thing. You're already absolute free stability. You're already light beyond measure. You're already the void of voids, the darkest of dark, the empty of empty, the overflowing of overflowing. This is already who you are. The dream of a Claudia efforting and not efforting, and not getting lazy and not getting lazy, sometimes appears in this that you are. But that's not constant. But you are constant, already free, already constant, already closer than concepts of effort or effortlessness. We just have a few moments if anyone wants to share anything else.
A bit of a change of subject, but
Oh,
I've been
good.
playing with the whole idea of just goneness.
Of goneness?
Goneness, yeah.
Yes.
Because there's something when it's here, and like I've experienced it when
Goneness.
I've been with loud stuff, and then it also it's just silent. Oh, it's gone.
It's gone.
And it's the same way with all this verbiage and everything else happening. It's
Yeah.
gone.
It's
There's just
gone.
something about it that just kind of,
I love it.
yeah. It's just goneness. Huh?
Yes. Gate. Parasamgate.
Yeah,
Bodhiswaha.
and there's like this kind of a physical thing about it, because they pop in and out, and then they pop out. When they pop back in, they kind of, it's not like they just stop. It's kind of a,
Mm.
you know, yeah, kind of bounce. There's a bounce to it. Anyway, that's kind of cool.
Like
So,
put them on a glass.
huh?
Like a bounce to it. Yes.
Yeah, just a little bounce to it, and the bounce is the goneness, right? It's just there's a and that's what's expanding all this goneness because it's here and then it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. So that it's continuously
Isn't it
expanding.
amazing?
Goneness is just gone.
Verbal ketamine.
Anyway, so there's something to play with.
I love it. The wisdom of a K-hole. It's so true. And it's so sweet to notice that silence always wins. Anyone else want to share something? Yay, goneness. Anyone in this side? And it could just be your experience. Or if you have a poem or a song. Anyone else want to share? Yay.
Really to ask anything, but
Hi, love.
the thoughts that were coming with all
Hi,
of this.
thoughts.
Hi. Of both and that's been sort of a mantra for me lately is
Beautiful.
accepting the both. Everything seems to be both and.
I love that. Yeah.
So the descriptions, of course, right? This is good, this is
Yeah.
bad, this is this is that.
Right.
It's the beingness of just the willingness of just accepting things as they
Yes.
are, and that everything is nothing and nothing is everything. And I'm
Amazing.
seeing that in every situation,
Yeah.
of every facet, every layer
Yeah.
of relationships to the tiniest little thing you do around the house.
Yeah.
You
Oh, so
clean and it
good.
gets dirty again. It's dirty, you clean it. It's that simple, and then it can be as complex as the universe. So it's taken me a while to get there, but it's very freeing to think of it
I
that
love
way.
that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad and it's not bad. Or this thing happened, or this person did this,
Yeah.
and they're also a great artist, or whatever it is. Can I
Right.
still listen to the music of someone who did this thing? Yes,
Right.
you can.
Right.
Or you cannot.
Right.
And neither
Right.
one is wrong.
Right.
So that's just an example, but that's,
Mm.
yeah.
Thank you. Such
yeah.
permission. Yeah.
I feel the permission of that, of just being.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So kind. So kind, right? Yeah. So kind this moment. Such space. Mm. Such permission. Yes. Can we pass the mic?
He must have been a Naropa student. He sang this. He had made up this song to a mantra, Tibetan mantra.
Oh, lovely.
It's kind of cool though. It's kind of like I don't know, but I want to sing it. I want to sing a line, and you guys sing it. We'll
Okay,
sing it
great.
together, 'cause
You
I
guys
feel like
ready?
it's
You
kind of
guys-
like it's kind of like.
we've said ready a bunch of times today. I love
you
it.
know? It's what?
Continue.
Oh, I don't know. So it goes like, I'll sing it once to all together, and then I'll break it down. Okay, so it's basically just the mantra. It's Om Tare Tu Ta. Okay, it's about Tara, who's this
Hi,
god,
Tara.
is female Buddha of compassion. Yeah, I guess it's green Tara. I don't know. I don't know which
There's
Taras too.
multiple
It might be
Taras.
white Tara.
I
mean,
love
there's
it.
21 Taras. I don't know which one.
One of the
Om
Taras.
Tare, Tu Tare, Tu Tare. This one's just Tara. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Swaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Swaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Swaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Swaha. So that's the whole thing.
Okay, now you're gonna break
So,
it up in
yeah.
little
You guys
bite-sized
wanna
pieces.
learn it? Are you
yes,
into
let's
it?
do it.
Yeah, well, it depends on if you're in Sanskrit or Tibetan, they say it's swaha, swaha, soha. So, anyways, so first line, Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re swaha.
Om Tare Tu Tare
Ture swaha. You want to do it again? Om Tare Tu Tare Ture swaha. Swaha. It's like rang rang. Okay.
Okay.
So the next line is
Next one.
Om Tare Tu Tare Ture swaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture swaha. Swaha. Yeah. Swaha. Let's put it together then. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Swaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Swaha. It's kind of
so
sexy,
sweet.
right?
I
It's like
love that.
it's like
Yes.
and
A
then
little
It's a little
jazzy.
jazzy, and then the next one is. Are you guys into this right now?
I'm so into
Okay.
it.
And then the next line is like it'll repeat the first line, and then it'll be a different ending. So Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Swaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Swaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Swaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Swaha. Let's do it again together, okay?
Okay.
This the second half. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Swaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Swaha. So now we're gonna put it all together, okay?
Okay, let's put it all together.
And then let's like, if you kind of, you don't have to, but like just like feel her. She's with us. It's like, we
Yes,
are Tara.
Tara.
We are Tara.
Okay.
Tara's like, woo! Like about cosmos dimensions. Like,
Yeah,
woo! It's like,
yeah,
oh, the beautiful, the tears of compassion, the
Mm.
beauty. It's all we are. Okay, we all are her tear. It's like, woo! Okay. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Swaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Swaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Swaha. Om Tare Tu Tare
That's so sweet. I love that. I love that. I love that. It is. On tare, tu tare, de swaha. Om tare, tu tare, tu de swaha. Om tare, tu tare, tu de swaha. Om Tare Tu Tare. So Om Tare. Om Tare. Oh, daddy. Yes, it is almost sounds like, oh, daddy. Hey, Daddy. Not your mama sad song. Not your mama sad song. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, I love the sangha that is your life. The sangha that you have with your own mind and your own thoughts and your own dreams and your own feelings. You live, breathe, walk as a cosmic community of goodness. And I am so grateful to get to know you and get to hug you and get to celebrate this that we are, this that is, this that celebrates forever as each of our sweet dreams. Thank you so very much. I'll be here next Monday and the Monday after that. And I'll be here at the Monday after that too. I'm here for a lot of Mondays. I am, as life would have it, travels are happening, but they're in the betweens. So I am going to be here for satsangs, summer satsangs. You're welcome to leave a donation if you like, that little blue thing over there, or online, and the Venmos and the PayPals and the leave it to someone else if you like. Such a joy. And just want to let you know, I think this this month's non-dual Aya retreat is full capacity for June. If not, you can go to leafandivine.org and see if there's seats available if you'd like to have a non-dual medicine experience. Um, this will be one of my last ones I'm doing with Leaf and Divine, so it's going to be a really special one, really sweet. Also, July, if you'd like to go and do Aya in Hawaii, we have something called Aloha Waska, July 10th through the 15th on the Big Island. Again, non-dual plant medicine ceremony. What does non-dual mean? It means we do the medicine, full space for all that is the medicine, while also noticing that which is never touched by the medicine. We do the medicine also as a way of turning up the volume of really recognizing who we are, who we've always been, is medicine. Our life is of benefit, is of medicine. Imaginary medicine for an imaginary disease. Really sweet. And of course, there's the beaches and the turtles and the this and the that. And the manta rays, we go swim with some manta rays at night. Lord have mercy. Yeah. And also September, if the elements are your thing or you want the elements to be your thing. A dear friend of mine, Deborah Silverman, has created this process of inquiry using the four elements as a way to turn up the volume of who we truly are. And she's invited me to be a co facilitator of that work. And we've done a couple of retreats together that have been so much fun and so powerful that we're doing two more in Boulder in September. I think there might be two spots available for that. If it resonates, go to DeborahSilvermanAstrology.com and look for the 4E retreats for that. Also, beloveds in Austin, I will see you for the 4E retreat. When is it? It's June 26th and 27th. So I'm so looking forward to that there. And
Why is it nothing ever happens in New York or Boston or DC? It's always like, you know what I mean?
I mean, goodness, I know it's so fascinating. There's a lot of beloveds doing shit there. It's good. It's okay. We gotta show up for the Austins and the Boulders and the Helos. But thank you. I love you. So grateful. All right, bye, beloved. Thank you.